Okay, so I'm going to be showing you how to count count points within a region using SQL, using PostGIS. So here I have a layer that I downloaded for counties in California, along with points that I downloaded from a substance abuse website in California as well. And I want to count the number of facilities in each county. So I'm going to upload my data set for the facilities, add layer, and it's going to take a few seconds, as you can see. Okay, there it is. Now we can visually see how many points there are in each county, but we really don't know a specific number, so that's what we're going to be finding out. So I'm going to look for a county with a few points, just a few that I can actually spot check myself after I run the query. So this one, let's take a look. Let's label them. Label the counties. So that looks like it's Lake County. Let's change the base map. Okay, so it's Lake County. Oops. So 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually this one looks like there's a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's zoom in. 5 and 6 that are very close to each other. So 6 points in Lake County. Let's see if we get the same by using PostGIS. So click into the polygons layer for the counties. And let's go to data. So toggle to SQL. And here we have a SQL window. So what we want to do is, let's say first we need CARTO DB ID. That's just an index that CARTO always uses, and we have to have it in order to have tables in CARTO, along with a column called the geom. And this is a geometry type column that is specific to geospatial databases. And if we toggle, we can see that the polygon is our type for the geometry. So any datasets that have boundaries are usually polygons. So we're going to count and call these number facilities, and then we want to have the county names. And now let's bring in the alias, because we actually want to have a join with another table. So counties as A, join. Now we're going to join the facilities table that we just uploaded into CARTO. So let's go check the name. And looks like this is called SAMHSA Facilities. SAMHSA Facilities as B. Join on, and this is really cool. So we can actually use a geospatial function to join them on. So we say st contains, so we can join them where one geometry contains another. So in this case, we will have where the county's geometry, so geometry A, where the county geometries contain the facilities geometries with an alias of B. So that's going to let us find or count the number of points inside the boundary. So then let's just say group by 2, 4, and we might run into an issue with the, oh, it looks like there's a misspelling. Facilities, still wrong, let's just copy it. There we go. So now you see an error with the Geom Web Mercator. So if we look at the data, we can see already that we have the number of facilities and county names. They've been counted and they've been done. So that part of the query actually runs already. The issue that CARTO is throwing is, well, let's order them by the number of facilities, ascending. So we still have that issue with the Geom Web Mercator. So the reason we have that is CARTO actually needs a column called the Geom Web Mercator so that it can project the data onto the Web Mercator projection. And the Web Mercator projection is just the standard flat projection that you see on most web maps. And if we take a look at the table, then we will see that we have a geometry column, but CARTO can't access that to make the visualization. So we have to tell it that we can project into the Web Mercator formats so that we can view it on this flat surface. So let's go here. Okay, so there's a couple of ways of doing this. The easiest one is usually to say with query as, and then make this just a CTE. Select, yeah, let's select all of them. Select SD transform, and this is another spatial function that lets us transform a geometry from one projection to another. So we pass the geometry, and the SRID for Web Mercator happens to be 3857, and we're going to give that the Geom Web Mercator name. So now CARTO can access that. Apply. Oh, misspelled transform. Okay, so that runs. Now, no more issues. Toggle, and you can see that this created a second column here. And for us, this is more for CARTO than it is for us. We don't really use it, but CARTO uses it on the back end to be able to visualize the data. So let's close that. Let's turn that off for now. Okay. Well, let's label the counties again. There's the county that we were interested in. And let's just check the number of facilities. That's a misspelling. Okay. Okay. Now let's take a look at our county here. Well, let's color it by value, and this will show us a nicer choropleth map of the number of facilities per county. And as you can see, the more populated counties have more facilities than those with less population, and that's expected. Now let's label the county names. Zoom into Lake County. And let's turn on the facility so we can count them. Just a spot check. So I'm just changing the point types, the visualization of the points rather, to better see the number of points. Okay, cool. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 points that we can visually see on the in the points layer. Now let's see what the SQL says. So let's make a pop-up with the county name and the number of facilities. That's coming directly from the query that we just wrote. And if we click on it now, Lake County, 6 facilities. So that worked. Let's just spot check a couple more. This one looks like it has 3, but let's zoom in to check. Oh, that looks like 2 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If we click on it to see what we got in the query, 4. That also looks good. Let's spot check one more. Alpine County looks like it only has 1, maybe 2. Okay, let's zoom in. Yep, there they are. There's 2 of them in very close proximity of each other. So let's close that. So that looks good. We've successfully aggregated the points within the boundaries and we've counted them. And you really don't even need to bring in the facilities layer, the points layer. I like to bring it in just to spot check, but really everything happens in the polygon layer. Everything happens here in the join because you're referencing the table anyway, so we don't need it directly on the map. Let's just make a quick legend to button it up. So let's say SAMHSA facilities per county, and that's it.